Bem-vindo a mais uma história em nosso canal. Não se esqueça de curtir o vídeo e se inscrever para não perder nenhuma nova aventura. Na descrição do vídeo você encontra o link para um curso de inglês incrível. Comece hoje e estude no seu ritmo, onde quiser. It was a sunny morning. The sky was blue. The birds were singing. Emma woke up and smiled. She loved sunny days. She looked out the window and saw the light on the trees. Today is a good day to walk around the town, she said. Emma got dressed. She wore a red shirt, blue jeans, and white shoes. She took her small backpack. She put a bottle of water, an apple, her phone, and a notebook inside. Emma liked to write about the things she saw. She opened the door and stepped outside. The air was fresh. The sun was warm on her face. She walked down the street and waved to her neighbor, Mr. John. "Good morning," she said. "Good morning, Emma," he replied. Mr. John was watering his flowers. His garden was full of color. Emma walked slowly. She liked to see everything. A yellow cat sat on a wall. It looked at her and blinked. She smiled and waved at the cat. "Hello, kitty," she said. The cat meowed softly. She walked past the bakery. The smell of fresh bread made her feel hungry. She went inside. "Good morning, Anna," said the baker. "Good morning," Emma said. "Can I have one croissant, please?" The baker gave her a warm croissant. She paid and said thank you. She sat on a bench outside the bakery. She ate her croissant and looked around. People walked by. Some had dogs. Some had bags. Some were on bicycles. Everyone was busy. But Emma was relaxed. After breakfast, she walked to the park. The park had tall trees and green grass. Children played on the swings. A man played the guitar near a tree. Birds flew from tree to tree. Emma sat on the grass. She opened her notebook and wrote, "The park is full of life. The trees are big. The birds are free. The music is soft. The wind is gentle. I feel happy." After some time, she got up and walked again. She went to the small bookstore on the corner. Inside, the air smelled like old paper. She walked between the shelves. There were books of all colors. She picked up a small book with a blue cover. It was about travel. The owner, Mr. Lee, smiled at her. "That's a good book," he said. "Thank you," said Emma. She bought the book and put it in her bag. She liked to read at night before bed. She left the bookstore and walked to the river. The water was slow and clear. Ducks swam on the surface. A woman fed them bread. Emma sat on a rock and watched. The ducks came close. She smiled and took out her apple. She ate slowly and looked at the water. A boy came and sat next to her. "Hi," he said. "Hi," Emma said. "Do you like ducks?" "Yes," the boy said. They laughed together. After the river, Emma walked to the town square. There were shops and cafes. People talked and laughed. A man sold flowers. Emma bought a small yellow flower. She put it in her hair. She saw a street artist. He painted with bright colors. She watched him. He looked at her and said, "Would you like a picture?" Emma nodded. He painted fast. In 10 minutes, he gave her the picture. It was her, with a flower in her hair. "Thank you," she said. The sun started to go down. The light turned orange and pink. Emma walked to the hill behind the town. She climbed slowly. At the top, she looked down. The town looked small. The lights turned on one by one. She sat and took out her notebook again. "I walked around the town today. I saw people, places, and smiles. I smelled bread. I watched ducks. I made new friends. I feel full of joy. The town is big, but it feels like home." She stayed on the hill until the stars came out. Then she walked back home. The streets were quiet now. The moon was high. Emma opened her door and went inside. She took off her shoes and sat on her bed. She opened her book and read a few pages. Then she closed it and turned off the light. "Today was a good day," she whispered, and then she slept. The next morning, she woke up and smiled again. She got out of bed, stretched, and looked out the window. The sky was blue again. The birds were singing again. She opened her notebook and wrote, "Today is a new day. I will walk again." She put on her clothes, packed her bag, and opened the door. She started walking with a smile. She felt free. She felt light. The town was waiting. Every street had a new story. Every corner had a surprise. Emma walked with open eyes. She saw the same cat on the same wall. "Hello again," she said. The cat meowed louder this time. She saw Mr. John again. "Back on your walk?" he asked. "Yes," she said. At the bakery, Anna gave her a croissant before she asked. "It's your usual now," she joked. Emma laughed. She sat on the same bench and watched the morning pass. In the park, the guitar man played a new song. The children laughed louder. The sky was even more blue. She sat on the same spot. and wrote in her notebook. Life is simple. Life is sweet. The world is kind when I walk slowly. She walked to the library this time. It was bigger than the bookstore. It had many rooms. She found a quiet corner and read a travel book. She wrote the names of places she wanted to visit. One day, she thought, I will walk in a new town. After the library, she walked to the old train station. Trains came and went. People hugged, people waved. Some were sad, some were happy. Emma sat on a bench and watched. She liked the sound of trains. A lady sat next to her. She had a small dog. Emma smiled. Cute dog, she said. The lady smiled. Thank you. His name is Max. Emma petted the dog. Max wagged his tail. Do you like walking? The lady asked. Yes, Emma said. It shows me the world. They talked for a while, then the lady said goodbye. Emma stood up and walked again. She walked through the town slowly, step by step. She saw old buildings, new shops, small trees, big signs. She smiled at everyone. Some smiled back, some did not, but she kept walking. At lunchtime, she found a small cafe with tables outside. She sat and ordered a sandwich and juice. She opened her notebook. She wrote, I walk not to go far, but to go deep. The waiter came with her food. Enjoy your walk, he said. Emma nodded, I will. After lunch, she walked to the lake at the edge of town. It was quiet, only the sound of water and wind. She took off her shoes and put her feet in the water. A fish swam close. It looked at her and swam away. She laughed softly. Even fish like company, she thought. She wrote again. The town is not big, but it is full of sound, full of smell, full of stories. Every walk is a book, every step is a page. The sun moved slowly. The shadows grew long. She walked back to the hill. She watched the sunset again. Orange, red, purple. The colors danced in the sky. Emma felt peace. When she got home, her notebook was full. She had written about people, food, places, feelings. She looked at the pages. They were small, simple words, but they had meaning. They had love. She wrote one last thing. I walk to know. I walk to feel. I walk to live. Emma turned off the light and closed her eyes. She saw the town in her mind. She saw the cat, the baker, the ducks, the old lady, the flowers, the lake, the hill. She smiled, and tomorrow she would walk again.